Hi, boys and girls. Sorry I couldn't be here today, but I have a fun lesson planned for you to do. So we've been talking a lot about line in art class this week. Line is one of the elements of art. Line is technically considered a dot that moves. So when you're creating any kind of line, you start with a dot, and then you go on a little journey, and then you create a line. Sometimes the line overlaps or connects to the end of it and creates a shape. So we're going to explore that activity today as we create a line doodle. So on a blank sheet of paper, we're going to use a Sharpie to start our masterpiece. And I want you to be very mindful and calm when you are creating your scribble. We don't want to have too many shapes or lines that are overlapping because it might get too complicated. So start slow with your Sharpie. I'm going to start making some gentle curves and loops. Maybe I go up. I'm looking for big open areas in my paper that I want to fill. I could even do some straight or jagged lines. Notice how slow I'm moving, and I'm kind of looking around my paper for small areas that need to be split up. Now I'm going to take my line and I'm going to finish it at another line so that it creates a closed shape. Okay, so as I look around, I should have most of my paper filled with line. There shouldn't be too many big open spots that don't have anything in it. I think this is pretty good. What if I had done this? Tell me what I do wrong here. My piece of paper, I've got my Sharpie, and here I go. Okay, and done. This looks like a very not mindful line. It looks like it took a lot of twists and turns, and I have too many shapes to fill in. This is going to take me a while. It might be a little frustrating. Let's go back to the other one. I'm thinking I like this one more. Let's go slow with our Sharpie marker and make a very mindful line as we fill our page. If you really feel like you want to go back and add another line somewhere, maybe you want to connect two spaces, that is quite all right. I think I'm going to do that just to make that a closed shape. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go on a little hunt for things that we see that jump out at us. The first image that I showed you, I don't know if you noticed right away, but there's some hidden images inside of my scribble. Do you see the eyeball? Did you find the taco? Ooh. How about the pencil? Ooh, that's a funny shaped pencil. Sometimes we have to let our imagination stretch a little bit to be able to find things in our doodle. How about this mouth? Or the watermelon? Some of the shapes are just filled with solid colors or a pattern like a checkerboard or stripes or a texture, and that is fine too. But we're going to fill every shape with some sort of design. All right, let's go back to my doodle. So I'm going to use my Sharpie, and I'm going to find a few shapes that jump right out at me. Let's see. Ooh, I see this shape right here. It's kind of a triangular shape, and I'm going to think of things that are triangular, like a slice of watermelon, a slice of pizza, maybe, it could be a kite maybe. I think I'm going to make it into a pizza, so I'm going to make a crust here. Add a couple slices of pepperoni. Sometimes the pepperoni's a half a slice. Okay, I've got my pepperoni pizza right here. What other shapes kind of jump out at us? Looking around. I like this guy. This could be a little fish or bird. I'm seeing a little beak that I could draw here. Maybe I do this and make a little line there to create a little tiny beak and give him an eye. Ooh, I'm going to make a little highlight to make it look like there's a shine on his eye, and maybe a little shape for his wing. Well, he's super cute. What else? Look around. If you can't think of something, or you're drawing a blank and you can't find any hidden images, you can just start adding patterns. So maybe you want to use your Sharpie and add a pattern of stripes inside one of your shapes. And remember, a shape is a closed area of space. So whatever is inside of these lines here should all be the same design or pattern. So I'm not continuing to do stripes outside of this shape that I'm doing because I want this shape to be its own separate thing. So I just added some stripes there. I could go in with some crayons or markers and color in some of those stripes and make a pattern of 2 different colors to make that more interesting. Or I could just color it all one. I'm going to look for some more patterns. We have our pattern sheets if you're running out of ideas. If you want to look around the sheet and get some inspiration, there's 2 sides to it. Maybe you can do stars, polka dots, spirals, maybe just some types of lines, a checkerboard. I think I'm going to do stars in one of my patterns. And maybe I could add a little picture in here. Maybe I draw stars in like a little rocket ship or some planets. That way this looks like a little galaxy shape. But I'm only filling this closed space with this pattern. I'm not extending it or going beyond this shape. Ooh, I was talking and got confused as I was making my star. Sometimes you need to really focus if you're making a complex pattern. And you know what? If you make a mistake and it's with Sharpie, don't worry. It's okay. We can always turn it into something else, or we can color over it or make it completely a different part of your design. Okay, this triangle is really jumping out at me. I think this needs to be something, and maybe I'm going to make it a watermelon. So I'm going to add a little rind there and some seeds. I'm just going to color them in black. Now when you color these today, you can either use markers, Sharpie, or crayon. We're just going to keep it simple today. We're not going to do any oil pastels or paint or anything too messy. No colored pencils. We'll just keep it real simple. So markers and crayons are going to be our tools we use today to add color to these masterpieces. I'm so excited to see what types of different things you can end up finding in your shape doodle. I hope you have a lot of fun and have fun.